Reflection on Culture, Ethnicity, and Race, presented by Kathy Sweat. The year 2014 represents a milestone for our nation's public schools. For the first time, the majority of students attending public schools came from racial and ethnic minority groups. In addition, a majority of those students come from economically disadvantaged backgrounds. These statistics have profound implications for educators. Today, our schools have children from more diverse families, cultures, and experiences than ever before. These differences can affect a child's academic achievement. Poverty, safety, and self-esteem each influence a child's ability to learn. Teachers must be aware of these issues in order to create a classroom culture of respect and caring, which is essential to learning. Attributes such as race, social class, and ability should not determine what a student can achieve. Teachers must be aware of the importance of culture in a diverse classroom. Being culturally responsive involves an understanding of how cultures differ and how they respond differently to similar situations. Some have compared culture to an iceberg of which only the top is visible, while a much larger portion remains unobservable below the surface of the water. If we look below the surface, we can begin to understand a culture's core values. In a culturally responsive classroom, students recognize that we are all different and we should value and respect each other because of our differences. Our unconscious biases impact how we view the world and those around us, and the assumptions we make about our students could cause them unintentional harm. Many misconceptions teachers make are based on a family's race, social class, or ethnicity. One misconception is that families that are economically disadvantaged are not interested in their child's education. This is not true. All parents want their children to learn and succeed in life. Another misconception teachers can make is thinking that children from disadvantaged neighborhoods have learning deficits due to their low socioeconomic status. Research has proven this to be a myth. Not all minorities are low achievers, and many do not fit with typical stereotypes. We should all remember that all students have the ability to learn. Many factors, both intrinsic and extrinsic, can affect a child's ability to learn. I believe the most influential factor determining a child's academic success is a teacher's belief that all students have the ability to succeed. Teachers cannot allow biases to interfere with a child's opportunity to learn. Many disadvantaged children have low self-esteem. Therefore, teachers need to show them that they all have potential. It is important for teachers to set high academic goals for all students. These expectations can determine whether a child succeeds or fails. When teachers believe in students, they tend to succeed. In an equitable classroom, student needs are addressed on an individual basis. All students are expected to achieve the same goals, but differences like academic ability and cultural background are considered as well. Treating students equally does not take into account the diversity that each student brings into the classroom, whereas equity considers these differences and seeks out ways to advocate for those students. In other words, a student with limited proficiency in the English language would need accommodations and extra language instruction in order to level the playing field. Recognizing and valuing classroom diversity is key to developing a classroom environment that is conducive to learning. All students need to feel safe and valued. To do this, teachers should model and teach students that differences in culture, race, and academic ability are accepted and not to be feared. Teachers will need to adapt lessons to accommodate different learning styles and infuse differentiation strategies in order to accommodate the needs of all students. It is especially important to hold all students accountable to high expectations. Emphasizing equity in the classroom creates a community where students accept the differences of others and they can celebrate in what makes each of us unique. As a side note, I often use children's literature to focus on non-cognitive skills in my classroom. As I searched for children's literature that highlighted diversity, I came across this interesting statistic. Of the 3,200 children's books published in 2013, only 93 were about Black people, 34 about Native Americans, 69 about Asians, and 57 about Latinos. It seems to me that there aren't enough minorities being positively represented in children's literature today.